Centralops.net. Now what's really awesome about this site is it has a lot of tools kind of built in. You can see here we can even do email checks and things like that. We can browse a mirror website and so on. You can do a ping, trace route, NS lookup even. As you connect to a particular web page, it will generally have your IP address information and so forth, but when you do it from Centralops.net, it actually shows the IP address of the server here, so you're kind of masking your IP in that sense as well. So let's go to domain dossier and let's put in the domain name of mile2.com and see what we get. We hit the go button and it's going to go out there. It's going to give us the IP address that it's registered under. It tells us where it got registered, in this case GoDaddy, the creation date, which was 1999, expires in 2015. Tells you who the registrar is. What else? Oh, you can see here it also gives us a email address info, which is really great, because what I like to do with the email information, I like to copy that, put that right into Google. And all I got to do is just paste that into Google and see what it comes up with. Basically what I'm looking for in this case, look here, we have bikes for sale, for instance, at raybfree@gmail.com. Let's see what we got here, right? We got 3 bikes for sale, and it tells us a number that we can use and an email address. So what we could do to utilize this is we could send Ray an email, in this case, and we can say, hey, I'm interested in that giant tri-bike. Possibly use that as a social engineering type scenario. Again, what we're doing is we're going outside of the realm of, in this case, the business itself, because of the information that we found, in this case from the centralops.net. We have another email address that we can use from Jesse Gentile that we can also, again, what I like to do is just bring that in, pop that right into Google. Now if you use the quotation marks, it'll actually only show specifically where that email address is utilized out there. Now you can see here I have one, which is United American Technologies. It may give us some more additional information. As you can see here, it looks like it's the same type of information that we've had before. It's definitely one way of going about it. Again, another piece of the puzzle that we can utilize. So pretty cool stuff. Another useful information that this gives you too is the class center domain routing addresses, the network range of IP addresses that you can utilize, and then also any kind of MX record information, your start of authority. We have a lot of different information that could be utilized. So here we have a pointer record pointing to VPS mile2, and then a lot of times what you can do is just copy paste this into the browser itself and see what it comes up with. So a lot of times when you're doing that, you're bringing it in, you're saying, hey, look, there's this running Apache cPanel, and then you gain more information and you're able to find things like this. Sometimes what you'll do is when you copy and paste this, you might get a remote desktop connection in and things like that, and then it's just a matter of getting the username and password figured out. And the way you can generally figure that out is if you look at, like here for instance, we're looking at a mile2 email address and its first initial last name. So this is going to be your naming convention. So the email address could actually be used to log in to a 2003, 2008 server and so on. What we could then identify from this is that their naming convention here is first initial last name. Then that would give us at least a username. So in this case, I would have a valid username that I can then utilize if we had a remote desktop connection username and password option. Then I already have one piece of that information. Then it's just a matter of figuring out what the password is. On some of that, you basically would either look around by looking at different info, like in this case here, we could utilize this information, find out maybe try bike and maybe use that as part of the password. For instance, if they drive a Honda, that's what they use as their password, Honda maybe with a 0 in there or something. But it's pretty amazing the type of information that can be available and so forth as that. And again, that's just a simple way of gaining information of who owns the systems, the domain names, and things like that.